You know, the greatest power on earth is the power of love. If you choose to come from a place of love, you choose to express love, love being a choice. We think that love is something that is evoked from us. You know, a little child's cute, so we love them, or the cat's really cute, so we love them. But love is a choice. You know, you can love for no reason. You can simply love because you choose to love. I remember one of my spiritual teachers once saying, you know, the sun doesn't come over New Orleans and go, ooh, New Orleans is bad. I'm not going to shine on New Orleans today. The sun just shines because it's the nature of the sun to shine. And it's really our nature to love. And if we allow ourselves to remove all the blocks to that, all we ever get back to is this place of inner peace and inner radiance of love and joy. And so what I found is when I come from love, whether it's with a neighbor who's complaining about the leaves of my tree falling into their lot, or my son who's very upset with me, or someone who's not happy about what's going on in one of my seminars, or one of my staff who thinks I maybe didn't advance them like I advanced someone else and is upset. If I really look at that person from a place of love, and really try to understand what their experience is and come from a place of compassion, my experience is it always moves toward a resolution and peace. But when we're in fear, which I believe is the opposite of love, I think the opposite of love is not hate, it's fear. And fear then will produce behaviors we call hateful. But basically, I'm either afraid I'm going to lose something, which in truth is I have nothing to lose because who I am is right here no matter what goes on outside of me. Whether I could lose my house, my reputation, my money, and I've done all those things at different times in my life. But who I is immutable. It's infinite. It's always there. It doesn't go away. And so when you realize that and you come from love and you start with the assumption that the other person is just like you, that they have needs and fears and so forth, and you speak with compassion rather than with fear or with trying to control. And I've noticed that we only try to control things we're afraid of. We try to control toxic wastes. We try to control guns. We try to control nuclear power heads, warheads and so forth. So if I'm trying to control somebody or something, it's because I'm afraid of them, or I'm afraid of some part of myself and I'm trying to control that. But if I fully love all of me, then I'm going to fully love all of you. And when I'm not loving all of you, it's something in myself that I've rejected that I'm not loving. So the greatest and deepest work we can do is always to learn to love ourselves, to accept ourselves fully. And when we're not doing that, then, or if we're upset with someone in the world, it's just a mirror back to us about some part of us we're not loving. So love, to me, is the highest of all frequencies, and the frequency that I choose to connect with and to express. And there's a feeling of the heart. And when the heart is connected to the brain, we get wisdom. And without the heart, we can have intellect, but we're seeing what intellect alone can do to the world. So I always invite you to go into love and to continue to expand your capacity to love. And I would end with this. I remember reading a book when I was in graduate school, and it was called Life After Life by Dr. Raymond Moody. And it was about 52 people he interviewed who had near-death experiences. And one of the themes that showed up in almost all those interviews was they said, when I died, I left my body and went through this tunnel, and at the end it was a being of light. And Christians saw it as Christ, and Buddhists saw it as Buddha, and so forth. And they were asked a number of questions, but almost always two questions. One was, how have you expanded your capacity to love? Are you more loving now than when you came in? And the second was, what wisdom have you learned in this life? And I thought about that for a long time, and I said, there really is a final exam, but no one's teaching for the final exam. And the final exam is, did you expand your capacity to love? And what wisdom did you learn from your experience? And so that's what life seems to be about. That is the end game. And so we get all of this life experience to play with, but ultimately it's asking you, inviting you, imploring you to love more and to go deeper into wisdom, and then to use that wisdom in your relationships with others.